The value of setting goals. Setting goals is a huge step in defining your future. But these goals shouldn't be for the sake of goal setting. You need to be specific and realistic. You should ask yourself what you want and what you're willing to do to get it. Then, you can set goals that will help you reach that point. Once you do, you will be more motivated and able to reach higher levels of success. It's not a new idea to set clear, measurable goals for yourself. But even though it's old, it's a golden oldie. The value of setting goals is not to say you'll achieve them, but because it helps you stay focused and motivated to work towards a clear vision. Setting clear goals means you're able to manage how far you've come and where you're going. If you're not careful to do this, you can find yourself floundering as you go from goal to goal without a clear path. Far from being a distraction, goal setting is a powerful motivator that can help you soar to new heights. Goals are important in any field. If you want to succeed, it's vital to be able to set goals. If you're not sure what you want in life, you could always use a little help from someone who's been there and done that. Goals can be easy to write, and it's more than possible to achieve everything you want. You just need to know what you want and understand why. To set a good goal, you need to understand the kind of person you are and define the kind of person you want to be. It's important to set goals. Without them, you don't know where you're going in life. Set small goals for yourself so you don't feel overwhelmed with the larger tasks. For example, each day you could set a goal to get right up and get to work. If you set a goal to get the work done before the baby wakes up, it gives you a more manageable task and you can feel accomplished when you're done. It's good to keep daily goals and long-term goals. The daily ones can be helpful in seeing how you're doing and if you're on track with the larger goals. There are a lot of different ways to achieve many different things. The value of setting goals and achieving them is huge. When you achieve a goal, you feel proud and accomplished. Setting and achieving a goal will not only improve your confidence and self-esteem, but you'll feel like you've accomplished something and you'll gain a sense of accomplishment. You can also motivate yourself by setting goals. If you don't have a goal in mind, you won't feel motivated to work hard for something, so setting goals can help motivate you. For content, you are providing information about the importance of goals. It's important to set goals so you have something to work towards that you can feel proud of when you achieve it. Make your goals specific. I want to be more organized isn't specific enough of a goal. You need to tell yourself exactly what you want out of the new year, so you can accurately plan towards it. After defining your goal, write down everything you can about it on paper. This will help you remember it easier, so you can follow through on your plan. Remember, the most important part of reaching your goal is making sure you actually want it. Make sure you're specific about it, know why you want it, know what you'll do when you get it, and most importantly, know how you'll maintain it once you have it. You can always be more productive. When setting your goal, you need to make sure that it is specific. A goal should not be something like "I want to be rich" or "I want to be successful," that is too vague. Instead, you should be saying something like "I want to earn $5,000 by selling my crafts on Etsy," or "I want to write 3 blog posts this month." When putting together a goal, it's important to be as specific as possible. Specifics will help you reach your goal a lot easier. A vague goal would be, "I want to grow a blog that has a lot of traffic." However, by being specific, you can say something like, "In order to reach 100,000 visitors a month, I will post at least 5 times a week and implement Google AdWords campaigns to reach a relevant audience." What do you want to achieve? Set a goal. If you already have a goal in mind, try breaking it down into smaller parts. If you're not sure what it is that you want, try listing all the things that you're interested in. Whatever you choose, be sure that your goal is specific. Make sure that when you achieve it, you'll know right away when that happens. When you set goals, you should focus on the outcome. Make the outcome vivid and specific. Your mind is much more likely to go towards the outcome when it's in this state rather than just thinking about how much money you'll make in the future. Specificity is vital in goal setting. If you want to become a better basketball player, you need to think about what it is that you need to improve. Are you a good player, but not strong enough to make it through a double team? Are you a good free throw shooter, but when you get in the paint, your opponents swat your shots away? Do you need to gain weight and muscle mass to withstand the physical play of other players? Making a goal specific will help you to realize what you need to work on and how to do it. Along with practicing and working hard, you can improve your weaknesses and become an unstoppable force on the court. If you want to reach your goal of decluttering your living room, avoid using phrases like trying to get rid of clutter or sort through my clutter. Writing something like, "I will clean up my living room by the end of the day" will help you to focus. Your statement may seem specific, but there's always room for more detail. What exactly will you clear up? Will you just clear away the toys? Or will you clear away all the furniture in your living room? Also, what does clean up mean to you? Write down specific steps that will help move you towards your goal. Give your goals a time frame. Your goal can be vague or broad. When you're writing about it, you want to make sure that you've outlined exactly what you're trying to achieve. If you're writing for your own blog, then your goal may be to try and increase your readership. If you're writing for someone else, then it may be to increase sales. The more specific you can be, the easier to understand and the better you can convey your message. Writing your goal will help you to achieve it. Make sure you know exactly what you want to accomplish. It's also important to stay motivated and to stop procrastinating. If you do procrastinate, make sure you write out why you put off the task and to learn from your mistakes. If you still can't get yourself to complete it, try getting a friend to nudge you back on track. A common mistake that people commonly make is to not set a goal at all. Without a goal, you have no way to tell whether or not you are making progress. Setting a specific goal will also give you something to work toward. An example of a specific goal would be to lose 30 pounds by the time you are 50 years old. When you first set a goal, it can be a lot of fun. You have a general idea of what you want to do and you have a wide range of options. You can choose from going to a new country, going to a new city, or even finding a new hobby. The possibilities are truly endless. However, once you've settled on a goal, you'll need to narrow it down to a specific goal. For example, if you want to travel to a new country, you'll need to figure out which country you'd like to visit and find out how much money and time you'll need to save up. And if you want to find a new hobby, you'll need to make a list of hobbies you've always wanted to try and narrow it down to one. Draw up a proper plan of action. A plan in any quest is vital to reaching the end goal in one piece. A plan in life in general is vital to living your life in a way that you are happy with. As is the plan when it comes to achieving your goals in life. To make it work for you, write up a list of what you want in life. Now start working on what you want in that area of life. Break it down into smaller tasks that are easier to handle. When you reach these smaller tasks, give yourself rewards to help motivate you further. When you reach your ultimate goal, take a moment to reflect on what you've achieved and celebrate. This will keep you motivated and set for the next goal you want to achieve. Don't set unrealistic goals for yourself, or you might set yourself up for failure. You need to plan out your goals in a way that you're not putting undue stress on yourself, but also not half-arsing it if you're not sure of what you're doing. It's best to plan out your goals with pen and paper. Split your goals into smaller steps that need to be completed to reach your goal. Write out each step you need to take and how long it will take to complete. Then, move on to the next step. And the next. Eventually, you'll reach your goal. Setting goals is an important part of life. It helps you stay focused and on track. The first thing you need to do is figure out how much you want to achieve. If you set your goals too high, you're not going to be happy with the results. So write down realistic goals that you can reach. Once you've figured out your goals, write down how you're going to achieve them. The next step is working on them, because without action, they're just dreams. Goals will come to fruition if you take action. One of the most important keys to achieve the goals you set for yourself is to come up with a plan of action. Chances are, you've probably tried setting goals in the past, only to realize you never achieved them. Well, it's time to set some goals that are actually realistic. An effective plan is a great way to be sure your goals are both realistic and attainable. In order to set realistic goals, it is important to ask yourself a few questions. One of the most important questions is determining the time frame in which you want to complete the goal. Is it something that will take a couple of months or a year? Once you have some sort of time frame in mind, you can move on to the next question. What does a successful outcome look like? Another key aspect of a realistic plan of action is having a concrete list of steps to follow. By breaking the larger goal into smaller tasks, you create a blueprint for success. Having a plan in place makes it easier to stay on track and ultimately achieve your goal. It's simple to set goals, but it's more difficult to keep them realistic. If you're setting goals, draw up a proper plan of action. Start by deciding how many hours you're willing to put into your goal. Then, decide how much money you're willing to spend. Next, come up with a list of all the material you think you might need. Finally, decide the best time to start this project. When you decide on all these factors, you can begin. Instead of setting New Year's resolutions like you did in the past, draw up a proper plan of action. If you don't, you'll probably end up not achieving anything new or repeating some old mistakes. The top 3 goals you should consider are your work goals. If you want to get promoted, set some goals that will get you there. Or if you want to start managing others, set goals to get you there. Your personal goals may be to get fit, quit smoking, or get your finance in order. There are no limitations, so get your pen and paper and get started. It's very easy to set goals for yourself. For example, you might want to become more active, write 3 blog posts a week, or learn a new skill. But you can't simply set a goal and expect to meet it. You need to plan out the steps you need to take to accomplish your goal. When doing so, there are a few things to keep in mind. First, you should be realistic. Setting a goal to earn $1 million in 3 months is not realistic. You might need to adjust your goal to earn $1,000 in 3 months. However, if you're living off of a salary of $10,000 a year, this might not be realistic either. It's important to balance your goals with your lifestyle. You may need to sacrifice other areas in your life, like your social life or your sleep schedule, to accomplish your goals. As a budding entrepreneur, you've seen a lot of success in your life. However, it's important to be realistic about your goals. While your friends or classmates may be quick to start a new business, you need to take a step back and make sure you aren't setting yourself up for failure. In order to achieve your goals, you need to draw up a proper plan of action. Try to divide up your goals into smaller pieces that you know you can handle. Take your time and don't rush into it. After you have a plan of action, you can set a date to work towards your goals. While setting a start date helps you stay on track, it's important not to rush things. You don't want to burn yourself out before you hit your goals. With a good plan of action and a start date, you can successfully reach your goals. How to set realistic goals. Draw up a proper plan of action so you set yourself some lofty goals for the year, but how do you know whether you're on track to achieving them? Why? You set yourself SMART goals, of course. SMART is an acronym for an effective way of setting goals, and is commonly used in goal-setting circles. SMART goals are: content. If you want to be successful, you need to set yourself some standards to measure your performance against. Set yourself standards in your personal life and business life to help you stay on track towards achieving your goals. There's no denying that goals are crucial if you want to be productive. It's important to set goals, but it's just as important to set realistic goals. If you set goals that are too ambitious, you'll be discouraged and demotivated. By setting your goals properly, you can achieve success much quicker and make your goals a reality. Start by setting a goal for yourself. Make a list of goals to achieve and methods for success. Check off a completed goal as a reward. This will make you feel accomplished and motivated to continue your goals. By setting goals, you can achieve success much quicker. You have probably heard about this before, how you will achieve what you set out to achieve. It has been coined under the New Year's resolution movement. This time of year is typically rife with people setting themselves up for failure by creating false goals that are unrealistic to achieve in a short period of time. The best way to determine whether or not your goals are realistic is to plan your action plan and write it down. A good question to ask yourself is, how can I accomplish this goal in a way that will benefit me and my life? Use your brain and think it through clearly, and you will set up realistic goals that will be sure to succeed. Sometimes we set impossibly high standards for ourselves and we end up frustrated and exhausted. When I was studying psychology in college, one professor gave me this piece of advice that I will never forget. He said, "Never set goals that are inappropriate for you. Work on goals that are attainable." His words resonated with me because now, whenever I set goals for myself, I make sure that I'm setting goals that are realistic for my capabilities. You may be thinking, who are you to say if my goals are too challenging or not? Well, I'm not an expert on you, but I can tell you that it's important to set goals within your range of expertise. This will help to prevent the onset of stress that has the potential to lead to illnesses. Publicize your goals and make yourself accountable. It's no secret that people are bad at setting realistic goals. The main issue with it is that you are setting your goal too high. This is because your brain thinks it can achieve anything. So by telling yourself that you will achieve this, it actually limits the amount of effort that you put into it. The way to fix this is to have a realistic goal by telling yourself that you will achieve it. Then have another goal that is set too high that you will achieve over time. By doing this, you will feel accomplished and continue to set more realistic goals. Goals are important to set because they can be used to hold yourself accountable. Self-accountability is important because it keeps you on track and also helps you build discipline. But you have to be realistic with your goals. If you set overly ambitious goals, you can become disappointed, and this can cause you to lose interest in the future. However, this is not always the case. If you set achievable goals, you can keep yourself motivated and excited for what the future holds. When setting goals, you should write them down and post them up somewhere you can see them every day, such as on your wall or on your bathroom mirror. This way, you're constantly reminded of what you're working towards, and it makes it easy for you to keep track and revise your goals as you go. Being realistic with your goals can make sure you are on the right track to successful completion of your goal. To understand what makes a realistic goal, you have to understand what a realistic expectation of yourself is. First, you have to choose your goal wisely. What are you passionate about? What are your skills? What are you willing to give up? When you have an idea of these things, it's easier to form a plan. If you're starting a business, do you have the networking, educational, and financial resources to complete that business? Once you have your realistic goal, you have to advertise it. This will keep you accountable to yourself, and you will have an outstanding chance of success. Goals are very important, especially when it comes to long-term planning. Your goals should be specific and meaningful. You should also think about whether or not you are capable of achieving them. If you want to get fit, you should decide how much weight you want to lose. Be sure to set deadlines so you can track your progress. But it should also be fun. If setting a goal is too stressful, you might not continue pursuing it. Don't just focus on what you want to do, how you want to do it, and your deadline, but also consider the resources you have and what you want to do with them. Remember, it's your life, make sure it's well spent.